This is Things I Found Online with the handsome and talented Joe Cipriano. Larry Morgan has also got a lot of talent, and he's pretty darn cute. Lovely and talented Louise Palanker, and ladies and gentlemen, our special guest, Eric Schwartz.
Oh!
Beware! Radio legends are exploring the internet. Louise?
Joe, we're looking at life through the lens of the internet, and we will see what we shall find together. It's an adventure. Our guest is Eric Schwartz.
Are you all right?
It's always an adventure. That's what I used to say on the narration of Animal Atlas.
Oh, that's
Really?
cool.
Yeah, it's always an adventure.
Did you say it just like that?
Yeah, like when Louise heard me do it, she goes, "You sound like a gay 19-year-old." Direct quote from you.
Never.
Yes, 2007.
Never said
2007.
that.
You said that.
You know,
You could say things like that then.
just like Kayla Moore, my attorney is a Jew. Give it up for Eric Schwartz.
My
Give it up
gosh.
for
Thank you,
Eric
guys.
Schwartz.
And
Keeping
you'll
it
be
topical.
needing him soon.
That really saved it for them.
I should have just pointed
Didn't
to
it?
my husband because he's an actual attorney.
He is.
And a Jew.
Yeah.
So there you go, Kayla. I married one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You one-upped her.
One up.
Hey, wait, I married one too.
But I don't actually know him, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. So Eric's here,
Oh, hi, Eric.
and the
is.
first thing we do, go ahead and say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Eric.
Joseph, this is the first time I'm meeting
It
you.
is, and I'm enjoying it very much. Thank you, Eric.
That's a surprise.
Guess what?
did-
Eric is also a Premier alumni.
yeah.
I'm
He was telling me the story that I didn't realize this, but one of our on assignment members, who's not currently with us,
Lisa.
she didn't
Lisa-
die. It makes
Lisa
it sound
Orange.
like she died.
Yeah.
She texted in anguished,
Aw.
and so
But apparently she was initially responsible for connecting you two.
really,
Yes. Did you not? You knew that, Wheezy.
I have to check with Chuck Woolery. I do not remember
I'll tell you the
how
story.
that love connection
You
happened.
you may not know this, but she's your little
Wow.
guardian angel when it comes to us.
Okay.
So Lisa, I was doing comedy. I had just started doing comedy. I was still in college, and she saw me at a club with one of her friends, and we went out for dinner afterwards. We all went like late night eating, and I go, you know what? I'd love doing. She told me she did voiceovers and voices for the radio, and I said I would love to do that. My two loves are comedy and radio. She goes, you should meet Louise. She hosts the open mic at the Laugh Factory on Tuesday nights. That's back when you did that. And that's when I went over
Yep.
to the Laugh Factory, and I walked up to you and I said, I need to work for you.
Yeah, but he
Wow.
prefaced it by saying, I love comedy and I love radio. And I was like, that's the sales pitch that's working on me.
Yep.
Because nobody had ever said those
No,
two
exactly.
things to you
No, I
before.
mean,
Yeah.
because he really catered it to what we do.
Right.
And everyone at Premier loves comedy and radio. It's like,
Yeah.
you're one of our people.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I hired
and he
him
did, and he became one of our people for a
found
very
him
long time.
and Bobby Miyamoto at the Laugh Factory.
Right.
With Bobby Miyamoto, it was more like the kid was on stage sweating through his microphone, and
His microphone
his
sweat.
hand was doing the Bobby
Oh,
thing.
jeez.
And boy, could he construct a joke.
Yeah.
So when he was upstairs waiting to talk to Jamie, I just said, "You want to come work for us?" So he came into Premiere, and he sat there, and it was right before the holidays, and he was like, "So," and you guys all know Bobby Miyamoto, right? Right.
Yeah.
So
Real deadpan.
yeah, he goes, "So when I go home, can I tell my parents that I have a job?"
So you couldn't bring up two more completely
Different.
Right, yeah.
diverse. I mean, talk about the energies that they would bring. Because Bobby Miyamoto, who's a brilliant stand-up, isn't he traveling with David Spade
Yes,
a lot
he
right
is,
now?
he is, yeah.
A great
Somebody has
stand-up.
to, yeah.
Eric also a great stand-up. Bobby would come into work, sit at his desk, and if you didn't actually just run into him, you would think that he hadn't that he was a ghost. I mean, he was
He
just
hadn't
so
shown up yet.
the energy so low key. Schwartz comes in the door and it's like, "What up?" And he's like, "Woo!" He's bouncing off the walls and making people laugh, and it's just a different energy, but both very funny guys.
You know what? You created
Thank you.
all of that. When Premiere was first put together, it could have gone any direction, but you decided you were going to create this comedy juggernaut that it became.
Oh, that's very flattering.
very
Thank you,
true.
Joe.
It's very
and
true.
that's why we had to let you go. Sorry.
Yes, I know.
There's really nothing like it except
Not bringing the comedy.
except everything's like it. Let me tell
Oh.
you,
Oh,
this
right.
is why, and I don't
this is
say these
interesting.
words lightly.
Okay.
Okay, it is seriously an honor to be. I know people overuse that word these days. It is an honor to be
Right.
here because aside from Joe, who I just met, you two are two of my biggest mentors in my whole career.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm just gonna drop that on you.
Yeah,
right
there you
now.
go. Mic drop.
Yeah. Let me tell you what you guys created. When I do internet content. I'm very into that. Radio is the precursor to what everybody is doing online now.
True.
You realize that?
Right.
I used to write prep sheets for morning shows, right?
Yeah.
Basically, it was a sheet that like had all like jokes of the day and like what's going on in the world and like what's going on in celebrity entertainment.
We were compiling everything for morning disc jockeys in one kind of repository so they didn't have to do all the work because, as we know, morning show disc jockeys especially are incredibly lazy. Go ahead.
Well, you can't really say that, Larry. They're already getting up at the crack of 3 a.m.
Well, that's true.
So
Yeah.
they're a million miles ahead of
Besides-
me.
And they're going home to nap at 10:05.
Besides the talent thing, that's why I never was a morning guy. I didn't have the talent, but there was no
yes,
way I
you
was going to
do.
wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And there were parody songs and comedy bits and like all that stuff. And now Mark Zuckerberg took your idea
Yeah.
and made Facebook.
Wow.
And
You're welcome, Mark.
You didn't
Yeah.
even make the social network movie either. They
I'm
completely
in there.
cut. Oh,
I'm
are you?
in every scene.
Are you?
I'm his conscience.
Does Army
Yeah.
Hammer play you too? That's a good joke if you saw the movie.
That is awesome.
But all the YouTube videos, the short form comedy content is so similar to what radio content
totally.
It's so
You know?
interesting.
And plus, all the prep
Wow,
that
Eric.
we did is so readily accessible right now at the click of a mouse.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out like if there was a pony fast enough to get it to the stations,
Right.
By the next day.
Yeah.
Here, let's fax it to you. Remember the
fax.
overnight faxing we were sending out? We were
Oh,
sending out
God.
reel-to-reel tapes.
Oh, then you'd come in the next day and find out that the overnight faxing hadn't worked and the stations had
Oh,
all
no.
left angry messages.
Yeah.
Because they just opened up their mic and were like, nothing happened.
I don't think listeners even realize that you guys were doing that. There was such a thing as helping to prepare local morning shows with content. I mean, that's got to be something that people go,
Yeah, I mean,
"What?"
And that's because you were never given credit for it because the
No, it
idea
was their
was
stuff.
we wanted to make it sound seamless to them like
Right.
they were creating
They
this
came
material.
up with it. Yeah.
It kind of was before the internet that you could still sort of fake everybody out, as in the days of vaudeville, where you would do the same joke in Cleveland that you did in Pittsburgh, and who knew?
Right.
So if the same joke at the same time is airing in Cleveland and Pittsburgh, nobody knows. Everybody thinks it's their guy's joke.
Absolutely.
So those radio stations were like that guy, the fat Jew.
Yeah. Yeah. Just
Wasn't that his name? The guy who stole everyone else's
on
content?
Instagram. Yeah. And not give credit for it.
They did
Yeah,
the fat
right.
Jew. They did the fat Jew every morning.
So Eric, what was that your first job at Premiere? Was writing prep? Just writing prep material for morning shows?
No, actually, I started as the video or the audio taper, the guy who would tape comedians at the Laugh Factory.
Oh, that's right.
The segment for the Laugh Factory Live. That was. I think
That's your
Eisen-
Iceman.
I think Iceman.
Did you do that? Did you do the voiceover for that?
No,
Oh.
that's
that was
exactly how it sounded.
Rob Iceman Eisenberg,
Oh,
and that was an
okay.
incredible impression.
And then we would go up to the comedians and we would say, "Hey, can we have your entire act 1 minute at a time for $50? Jamie will pay you." And then Jamie never paid them. But
Oh,
You did
my
it.
But it did get
gosh.
us, Drew Carey when nobody knew who he was, and I mean, how many others?
Dane Cook and-
Dane
Cook.
Dane
Yeah.
Cook. Well, and then that led to this is also a very
Jeff.
not known story. Is Dane Cook, after I recorded and put him on the radio and all these times, he said, "Hey, I'm going to go to Houston and record my hours all this whole weekend. Can we come back and make this into a CD?" And so he came to the Premiere Studios, which you guys may not know because I snuck him in there.
well done.
You guys gave me a key. I took full advantage of that key.
I hear you.
And we
Oh, I
edited.
sleep there still.
You still do?
Yeah, they haven't kicked me out.
With Blair Garner after midnight. Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
Nice.
Blair Garner.
True Premiere backstage fact.
Best Rick Dees impersonation ever, Blair
Oh,
Garner.
he's so cute.
Yeah.
I love Blair.
That's
Go ahead.
true.
Yeah.
Okay, and we edited Dane Cook's first album at Premiere and my house.
Are you
You're
serious?
kidding.
It's
Really?
It's called
Wow.
Harmful if Swallowed. I'm not credited on it.
Yeah.
Are you in his book?
Does he have a book?
Well, he should.
Yeah,
Because that's
I
a
should-
really good factoid.
yeah. He's never.
You
never
edited
really,
the entire album
Yeah,
at Premiere.
Yeah.
And also at home.
Yeah, a little
That's
bit at home.
amazing.
Did
You
he
know
at
who else he's close personal friends with?
Who?
Jason Mraz. Went on tour with him
wow.
in the early days, opening act.
I didn't go on tour with him.
Okay.
But I've done some stuff on shows with him.
Can I interject something?
Please correct my record.
We haven't really truly introduced
we
him.
have to Google
We have to
Eric.
Google.
Oh.
I mean, come
Yeah.
on.
We
Yeah,
always
it's just
we always
too
forget
many
this.
facts.
Yeah.
In
Okay.
addition to knowing many celebrities, here's Eric Schwartz
there he
on
is.
Google, and he has many nicknames. One of which is Smooth E.
He's a handsome man.
And his catchphrase is
From my first special, Surrender to the Blender,
Surrender
Smooth
to the
E.
Blender.
I guess
Smooth E.
what I was trying to, and I'm not going by Smoothie as much anymore, but I guess what that means is Surrender to the Blender, because my comedy mixes music and stand up and now video and all that stuff. So I thought, I'm blending it, Smooth E, Blender. You know what I'm saying? Take a sip, the Jamba Jew.
The Jamba Jew.
The Jamba Jew.
And there's another lawsuit.
Do you have
There
Eric's
go.
website there? Because Eric has put together a very nice website.
I was looking at this earlier. It was
Your
really
website
well
is
put together.
Just sweet, man.
It
Well,
doesn't
we have-
exactly
so good.
load, but it's good.
We have Taylor,
there you go.
There it is.
Taylor Rayome from Search Engine
Taylor.
Pros. He's from Santa Barbara.
Yes.
He designed the site.
Oh, wow.
he's very
Well
good.
done. It really is.
And he did something else that you're probably going to ask me that I saw that
Yeah.
you might ask me. I saw on your sheet, on your prep sheet.
Oh, really?
Oh.
And it's because of Taylor that this exists. There's another Eric Schwartz.
There is
Oh,
another Eric Schwartz.
yes.
There is another Eric Schwartz, and he's not
Well,
just
that doesn't seem like a very common name at all.
It's like the John Smith of Jews.
There's another Eric Schwartz?
That's
Well,
crazy.
but
Is it,
Joseph-
is it spelled the same,
But
though?
Joe-
Yes,
Joe.
but Joseph.
Yes.
But Joseph.
Yeah.
Listen to this. Yeah. Okay. It gets even worse, Joseph.
Okay.
Okay. He does musical comedy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Get out of here.
my
Get out of
God.
my city.
And
Are you
he's
kidding?
handsome.
I wouldn't go that far.
Do you have the
Let's see.
alternative?
Is he as smooth?
He's bald.
If you know what I mean.
No.
He's definitely not as smooth. It can't
Do
be
you
as
have the
smooth.
alternative Eric Schwartz website?
The doppelganger.
This is
Oh
there he
no!
is. There he is.
Really?
And so what we did was
Yes.
I decided that if we were going to pit Eric Schwartz versus Eric Schwartz in terms of a YouTube search results,
Yeah.
Yes.
and we do have a winner.
All right. The winner is...
Or not one of the videos, but the one that says search results. Is that it?
I think so.
No. Should be the next link in the chain on your email.
Well, this guy, so that Eric Schwartz, we're actually friends. We've met.
Oh, really?
We've showed up to the same gig thinking it was.
Oh,
no.
my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
And
How
I,
does that happen?
And one of you were not being paid, was
Yeah.
not going to be paid.
It was me.
Oh no!
Because they tagged me like Eric Schwartz performing at blah blah blah, and they tagged me in the post, and I'm like, oh shoot, I
crap, I got to
didn't-
get there. Yeah.
I didn't realize I was on that guy's show,
Yeah.
and I knew the guy, and I show up, and the other Eric Schwartz is there, and he goes, "What are you doing here?"
Oh, no.
I'm like, oh, I guess I didn't
So
have
when
this
did
gig.
you guys first realize that each other existed?
When I went to try to buy the website ericschwartz.com.
Dang it.
Yeah. I'm ericschwartzlive.com, and I
Yeah.
could have bought ericschwartz.com, but I don't know why I went with suburbanhomeboy.com when I first bought my URL.
Maybe because you were 12.
Yeah.
Has either one of you asked the other one to change his name?
Yeah,
It's like-
I'm sure we both want to. I mean, it's like we have a respect for each other, but like I know he must feel the same way. Like we're deep inside, we're like, oh, I just wish he just wouldn't have my name.
Yeah, exactly.
It gets confusing.
Yeah.
Can you be Aaron?
Yeah, he does. He's hilarious too.
He is
like,
really
he's
good.
very funny and
Yeah.
great musician.
wow.
And he goes.
This guy sucks.
No,
Only
he's
we
awesome.
could hate him.
I know.
know.
You
Yeah.
want to. You want to
Yeah,
hate
you
this
wanna
guy.
hate
He's
him.
he's awesome.
At some point, you just team up and it's a partner show.
The
It's
Eric
just a
about
two.
that.
Schwartz. Well, what's the Hebrew plural of
Schwartzes.
Schwartz?
Schwartzim.
Schwartzim.
That's I've just named your band.
Yeah.
There you go.
The Eric
You're
Schwartzim.
welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
May the
Schwartzing.
Thank you.
Schwartzes
All right.
be with you.
So now you guys are probably wondering, well, why is Eric on the show, Louise?
Yeah. Why?
Well, because he's super talented.
Yeah.
Even if Premiere hadn't trained him.
Yes.
to be talented.
But do we have a video of Eric Schwartz that we could play?
Oh, I certainly hope
wow,
so.
this
I
is
think I picked the
embarrassing.
one with the most hits.
Oh no.
And
the
you
most
can
hiss.
hit.
Like,
No, I would want one with good
Really?
sound
I can barely
quality.
hear it.
Wait, was
Why you would
that
do
the
that.
winning? Was that the winning results? So yeah, if you
oh,
scroll
where?
down,
Let's see.
you see you have Eric Schwartz has 40K
Yeah.
and he has 1.5K, and
see,
so
see, you're kicking his ass.
and so
Oh.
you are the
win.
dominant Eric Schwartz of the internet.
Yes.
on
Yes.
YouTube. On YouTube.
On YouTube.
But I mean, yes, on the internet, but this is just YouTube. You should check
well, I need
Facebook.
it-
He
I
doesn't
need
even
it-
exist, y'all. Boom.
I need a tool of measurement, and that's the one I chose.
Okay, yeah, no.
So-
YouTube is important. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to have him on with you,
Yeah.
and it's just going to be steel cage.
Wow.
Go.
Yeah. Steel
Can't you
cage
just
Schwartz
get
match.
your Jew lawyer husband to sue him and make him change his name?
Well, there
I
you
mean,
go.
You got access.
Yeah,
All
he's
right,
thinking
so-
about it.
Ronnie?
He nodded his
He
head.
did. He said, "I can take
Or we
this
could
on."
go all Tanya Harding on him.
You guys, the more we talk about him, the more publicity he's getting.
Okay, sorry.
damn.
All right, let's play
Can we
some.
just talk about something else?
Can we-
You know what? Let's stop talking about him. Let's talk about Eric Schwartz.
Eric-
Stop talking about Eric Schwartz. Let's talk about Eric Schwartz.
Yeah, it's time to get to Eric Schwartz.
Yes.
Can we watch a little
God.
Eric
So,
or listen to a
let's
little Eric?
watch a little Eric.
Okay.
All right.
Come on, guys. This is a total narcissistic fest.
I love it.
Okay.
Houston, Texas.
Oh, so this
Known
is his
for
new
oil,
show called
Beyonce,
Colche.
and Cholo Zumba, a new dance craze that combines the fun of Zumba with the dangers of gangbanging. So you think you can dance, fool? We're about to learn like a cholo on this episode of
Cultura.
Dura.
Cultura.
Cholo Zumba. What is this? I gotta do this.
I wanna do this.
I saw your video for Cholo Zumba, and I was wondering if I could learn it.
Yes, we have a class today at noon.
I'll see you at noon.
Órale.
Orale. There's 3 things you need before you go do a dance workout. Water, change of clothes, and SPF 50.
Here we go.
Jumped in?
No, not at all.
How's that? Yeah?
Yeah.
Ding.
Awesome. Let's go do Cholo Zumba. So, what are you looking at? What are you looking at? I was about to learn from the infamous inventor of Cholo Zumba. Hi, we're here for Cholo Zumba. Doña Mireya Fernandez. I'm about to get jumped.
Oh, no. No, they all pregnant?
Then the real pain started.
Oh boy.
Rhythm.
Now you know you're a better dancer than that.
Oh, yeah.
I was in my head.
There we go.
Huevos hang.
See, that was play acting. Oh yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Well, that guy can move.
Look at that.
Eric, you don't get to comment on your own videos. We know it's you. We're on TV right now. That's
That
great.
was
Wow.
really
He
great.
was Schwartz in it.
You should see
was
the end
great.
when they dress me up in cholo wear. At the end.
Oh really?
Well, people need to go
Cut-
watch
we can
it.
cut
Oh,
to the end.
I
Yeah,
saw
we don't
that
want to
it-
give it all away.
The sizing is wrong, as I recall.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah, you saw it.
Yeah.
My
it's-
Do you have that?
My pants fall
You know
off.
what? While they're looking for that, it's going to be very hard to do. But when you first walk into the dance thing and the woman hugs the woman,
Yeah.
then the other woman is checking out your rear end.
I didn't notice
You
that.
have to go back and look at that. She
Is
was
that
like,
Chola?
she was doing one of these.
Which
There
one?
he
Chola
is.
sexy?
She's,
Chola sexy?
Yeah, the
He had
sexy
all
one.
the
she's
Yeah.
going to have to resign from the Senate.
Yeah.
Minutes of
She
training.
did. You go back and take a look at that.
The bandana blindness.
Yeah. Chola sexy is on the
Made
right.
For someone way bigger.
We had a
than
little
me.
chemistry.
You could definitely
Yeah.
kick my ass. But if I ever see you out in the streets, don't mess with me. Unless you want to dance.
The one on the right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been molested.
Had I died and gone to Cholo heaven? You looking at? What cultural experiences should I have next? Let me know in the comments, and you might see it on a future episode
Oh my
of
God.
Cultura.
Yeah! It's fun to say.
I love it.
Thanks.
It's so good.
So
Thanks.
do you have
fun.
Eric is best known for his music videos. Do you have that link, John? Because this is the one that
Eric is best known for
that
his
had the
videos.
most hits.
This show is so fun. You just come over and get praised.
Yeah.
This is great.
That's pretty much
Thanks,
it.
guys.
I will tell you, I don't know what it's going to be, but my favorite thing ever, and I actually repost it every single year, is Justin Timberlake telling you how to do your taxes. Is that for IRS
well,
Day?
They
Yeah.
could just do a search for that. What's it called, Eric?
It's how Justin do taxes.
How
Justin-
you
how
search
Justin
how
do
Justin
taxes.
do?
Oh man, that kills me. And
Just got a little money from the IRS. They say you owe a lot of money and we're not impressed. Death and taxes were guaranteed. You can't avoid them unless you're me. Because everything Justin does way better than us.
He does
Unless
everything
you're
better
me.
than us.
it's
yeah.
true.
I still love it.
All right. Well,
That's
we
so
can
good.
move on if you do you
Yeah.
have that. Oh yeah. Oh, crank the
Oh,
kosher
this
here
is
we
a
go.
Hanukkah magic.
Oh yes.
for the season.
Yeah. You guys are playing
As we
too.
record this,
Oh my God, I love
Hanukkah
this.
is beginning at sundown.
Kosher
Correct?
boy.
There's Paul.
There's two things playing right now. There's two audios playing right now.
See that? He knows.
Soldier Boy dance.
Playing.
Oh, yeah, there are two things going.
Not for you. This is not for you or you.
There we go.
This is not kosher. What
There
are
it
you
is.
doing? Not kosher.
This is not kosher.
Kosher. Kosher. Kosher. Kosher.
I actually walking around. actually did
You
this.
blurred out.
I know what
Yeah.
that deli is.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
got,
yeah.
I got
It's
such
Cantor's.
looks from people walking around there. They're like,
Cantor's.
what?
I bet you did.
Super Jew.
I don't know if you can say that or not. We'll have to check with Ron.
As long as he's your lawyer.
Oh, okay.
This is a parody of a
I'll show you your real
Soldier
life
Boy.
if you go, Soldier Boy on the floor. Spin the dreidel, watch it. My mom makes that bomb matzo ball soup that's in that for all my crank that kosher boy. Crank that kosher boy. Crank that kosher boy. Crank that kosher boy. Kosher boy, example. Try to set an example. Distracted by that girl, I wanna stoop in the third row, and she's a crank that kosher boy. Crank that kosher boy. Crank that
This is not playing in Alabama right now.
Not yet, but after Dave Jones thing.
on one lawyer's phone.
One lawyer's
One lawyer.
One lawyer.
The moil with a saw is.
So, how
Yeah.
much production elements or post production? How do you pull this off? Because
Yeah.
it's like there should be like a Steven Spielberg studio behind Eric Schwartz, and
Really.
yet you do this.
There's a lot of post.
Who helps you?
I've simplified it since then.
Okay.
Though that video came out 10 years ago.
You're
Can you believe it?
kidding.
That's-
Wow.
Yeah, 2007.
Wow.
That video came out 10 years ago, and I used to spend a lot more money on my videos.
You had so much more hair then.
Yeah, I did. I mean, flying
Said
through the
Larry
air.
Morgan.
He was wearing a fake beard and
Those are
wig.
wigs.
Oh, I got
Those are wigs.
I knew that was.
I get it. I see. I'm sorry.
All right,
I
shut
wasn't
up.
paying attention.
But look, just to make you feel better, Larry, I'll take this off. Okay, there you go. You see what I'm working with.
There we go.
There we go. Now they think Moby's on the program.
That would be a good get.
That'd be
by
a
the
good
way,
get. Yeah.
Can you pretend to be Moby? Go
Putting
ahead.
in a call.
By the way,
Putting in a
I'm
call.
way more handsome than him. Okay.
Come on.
People think that we all look
So-
alike. Just if you have bald and glasses, then you're gonna get so many comparisons.
Yeah.
Like they'll be like, oh, you look like NBA Commissioner Adam Silver, or the other day somebody said something and I couldn't believe this is the worst compliment. They go, you look like Dwayne the Rock Johnson, skeletal system.
Oh.
Anyway,
Hey, that was good. We were in some sort of a harmony there. That was good. Yeah.
what were you saying?
About the production
Oh, the
values?
production.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I learned a lesson because 2 years after that, that video got like 4 million, over 4 million views.
Yep.
And then 2 years after that, I'm like, I'm going all in on Hanukkah Electronica.
Which we
And
have queued
Love
up.
that.
Yeah.
Spent $7,000 on that video.
You did. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Didn't need to, but was I was convinced to pay people, because I was so convinced that it was going to go huge. And that year, I think it got 80,000 views. So
How strange.
Yeah.
Why is that?
And the video,
Because
I
it's
love
very
the video.
good. It's
Well,
awesome.
It is.
funny.
It's great. But the problem is you just never know. I mean, you never know what's
Yeah.
going to hook people. And sometimes the
So crazy.
least effort will turn into something
Yep.
amazing. And you can make them look as slick as
Yeah.
you want and put all that effort into it and take all that time. And by
Yeah.
the time you get done with it, it's like, well, people have already moved on to the next thing.
Well, yeah, and it could also be like how people are watching videos now. Like, so a couple of years ago on Facebook, not many people were posting videos, and so you have more chance because there's not as much competition.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now everyone's starting to catch on
that's so
to
true.
Facebook.
Plus, you're
Yeah.
competing with, kitties and puppies
Right.
and hit in the nuts by
Right.
something.
Right.
And
Will
Yeah.
Ferrell and I mean, and
Funny
big
or
stars.
Die
And,
and-
yeah.
Yeah. So
you know what you
who
need to
knows?
go viral?
Yes.
And I figured this out. It's a
Oh, here it is.
it's a
We got it.
formula.
Yeah.
Okay,
If,
yeah,
if
take notes,
one
everybody.
species of animal
One species.
is affectionate with another species of animal,
Big. Really.
Yeah. I did watch one of those today. I watched a
works
cow,
the same with porn.
a cow licking a dog. A
A
dog
cow?
licked a cow, and then
Okay.
the cow licked the dog.
Oh.
Yeah, it was adorable.
There you
And
go.
did you? And
Because
did you?
we're-
There was an. You couldn't control the awe that came
Yeah.
out of
No,
you.
we're
right?
in love with love. The other thing is when an animal seems
Actually.
vaguely human. Like when two lions put their arms around each other and look out at the horizon.
Yeah. That's called anthropomorphism.
Yeah.
I know that from Animal Atlas.
Wow.
It's always an adventure.
Fancy.
Wow. There we go. I'm sorry. I was going to bring up baby monkey riding on a pig, which is my favorite.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's fantastic.
Or any animal with a hat, really, is going to give you an edge. All right, we have our social media expert, Dina, here, and she can attest to that. An animal with a hat is what we need to go viral.
The Tifo logo now has a hat on it. I noticed.
Yeah.
How come when humans wear animal fur, it goes the other way?
Yeah. Yeah. People just don't
It's not
like
adorable. It's not
No,
adorable.
it's not.
It's not.
They throw fake blood on you, I think. when
Well,
you
I
do
think
that.
if animals were wearing human skin, they would
Yeah,
get
that'd
some,
be-
yeah, that'd be a negative.
There'd be
Yeah.
hold on, I got it.
It's
The
coming.
acronym would be
Outrageous indignation.
eight animals for the ethical treatment of people.
Oh,
Yes,
you
yes.
anagrammed it.
Yeah.
So so we're gonna. I think we'll hold. What's funny is like when I did my rundown, there was so much cutting and pasting that went on in my life this week.
This was
that I
funny.
actually, for Eric's original song, I cut and pasted the link to Thomas fire evacuations.
Because I clicked on it earlier today and I go, this is not right. I
And
don't
Joe
think
wrote
this
me and
is-
he goes, I don't think this is an original work.
Yeah. No, and it's not funny at all.
No,
No,
not
this
at
is-
all.
Yo, this thing's spreading like wildfire.
But it is hot.
It is hot.
It's viral.
Yes.
It's viral.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So
Wait a minute. Too early? Too
Too soon?
Too soon.
Well, yeah, because my husband is still evacuated.
Okay,
so
that's
we're,
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So have you guys been watching the whole Keaton controversy unfold? We know who Keaton is.
Yes.
All right. Who's paying attention? Anybody?
What? Huh?
So Keaton is a young boy
Yeah.
who
Bullied.
I guess he was being bullied.
Oh, this is the bully video.
yeah.
Okay.
So
The kid
you
is,
guys-
he's
you guys-
amazing.
He is.
He's,
Yeah, I mean, this went viral because this child is so articulate and he's just very raw and it's very heartbreaking and very
emotional, yeah.
relatable.
Yeah.
I got bullied.
you got bullied?
Yeah. But this
Really?
kid, Scotty Hatch, used to beat me up every day.
Was this recently?
No, yeah, it was. Yeah, well, when I was a kid.
Every day?
Yeah, well, a lot.
A lot.
He would beat me up, and until one day, I came home and my dad, who looks exactly like me, except with a comb over, said, "We're gonna go over. We're gonna do something. We're gonna tell Scotty's parents to politely leave you alone." So we went over
Politely.
there. Yeah, and my dad obviously didn't do anything because he looked at and Scotty's dad was like, "Oh, you've been beating this kid up," and Scotty was like, "Yeah, pretty much," like didn't care.
Yeah.
And so we got back at him. We solved the problem. We moved. That is how.
There you
Wow.
go.
Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scotty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an extreme
How do you like that?
response,
The
but
lads have the video.
Yes.
Okay.
Here's Keaton.
There he
Just out of
is.
curiosity, why do they bully? What's the point of it? Why do you find joy in taking innocent people and finding a way to be mean to them? It's not okay.
What do they say to you?
They make fun of my nose. They call me ugly. They say I have no friends.
What'd they do to you at lunch?
Pour milk on me and put a hand down my clothes. Threw bread at me.
Is it just you?
Yep.
Or is it other kids too that feel that way?
Say it's other kids too.
How's that make you feel?
I don't like that they do it to me, and I for sure don't like that they do it to other people, because it's not okay. People that are different don't need to be criticized about it, because it's not their fault. But if you are made fun of, just don't let it bother you. Just stay strong, I guess. It's hard. But it'll probably get better one day.
He is amazing. He's so articulate. And even in the pain that he's going through, he's trying to help out other kids.
He's being empathetic. First of all, he's a perfectly handsome kid.
Yeah.
And kids will find any kind of weakness, perceived or otherwise, or
Oh,
difference,
yeah.
the way your nose is shaped or your eyebrows are.
Dig
They'll
in.
find something. I mean, look at beautiful Eric.
It's hard to
Someone
find
found
anything.
something about
Yeah.
him.
No.
Well, it's the beauty, guys. It's the
That's
beauty.
what it is.
Yeah.
they
But
were
what
just
happened
jealous,
was,
right?
So we're here to talk about the internet. So we
Yeah.
do accept, acknowledge, and echo that bullying's a huge problem. I don't see kids changing that much, no matter what adults try to do. And so they're going to have a anti-bullying program in Keaton School, and I encourage all schools, especially middle school, which seems to be about the age that he is, because kids are just trying to figure out who they are, and so they'll attack before anybody can attack them, and it's just this sort of human response that children that age go through.
Right.
He's being extraordinarily strong and sharing this message, and this is the first generation with the internet to this extent, and maybe we can change the behavior of kids through this, but
or at least have a program in place like you're talking about, because I don't think the behavior of children are going to change, but at least there would be some place for a kid like that to go to know that there is because there were bullies when I was growing up, and there was nobody talking about anti-bullying. I mean, maybe what you hoped for is a teacher to come out and try and kind of break things up, but you would also have some testosterone-driven coach going, let him fight it out. He's got to learn.
You're
I
right.
mean, there
well,
are.
Larry,
that
you
is
grew
true.
up in Texas, so
I
I don't
know.
even know how you survived.
No, there were some. I mean, I was a nerd with glasses, taking my violin to orchestra every day.
That's
so
hot.
it was
That is hot.
You just said
really.
4. You just hit 4 bully trigger words right there.
No, it's amazing that
Bully trigger.
you don't.
Violin.
Yeah.
I had an incredible plastic surgeon, so you don't
Yes.
see
Wow.
the results. But no, I was more verbally abused than physically. I didn't really have a lot. There were no fights. I usually was able to avoid that. I mean, I would imagine that
Through your
anybody who was
humor.
bullying you were probably using jokes to try and
humor would-
kind of get along with
offset
people.
it.
I don't think I had developed.
You hadn't developed that yet?
That yet? No, I just took my hits, and I remember. I think I was about 6 years old, 6, 7, 8 years old. That's we lived.
Okay, so it was really young.
Yeah, and so this guy, I think he just didn't like me because other people liked me, and he was just a mean kid. I don't know what it was, and he just would, hit me in the face. I think that was, that was like the only time in my life I ever got hit in the face. Was like,
God.
I just thought that's like what happened, because that was really, my first experience.
And
in
this
school.
whole milk and bologna or whatever he was talking, that's all about humiliation, and there's power in that, and it's just horrible. Because that's the sting of that lasts. You just remember yourself with milk on your clothes, and it's just awful.
Yeah.
But what happened was they posted this, and we're here to talk about the internet and the effect it's having on our lives. So they posted this, and then it was really viral, really fast, and there were a lot of celebrities inviting Keaton to be their husband, and like he really, there were people just reaching out and saying, hey, come to the set and come here and come there, and it was.
Do you remember some of them? I want to
Sporting
say
events.
It's on the BuzzFeed link if you can pull that up. I don't remember
was
celebrities.
Snoop Dogg in there somewhere, or I was trying to remember who. There were
There's
a
a
bunch
lot of
there were a
actors
ton.
named Chris, so it was all the actors named Chris.
Mark
Yeah.
Ruffalo.
Evans, Pine.
all the Chris's were in.
cetera.
And it was this cutie, Steinfeld, whatever.
Haley.
I don't know celebrities. I'm
Haley
bad at celebrityness.
Haley Steinfeld.
Okay,
Yeah.
it was her, and she's adorable. And then
Mark Ruffalo did.
Mark Ruffalo
Yeah.
and who
There's
else?
a football player. I can't remember his name.
Like, unless the celebrity is Steve Martin, I don't really know who celebrities
Wow,
are.
you got some catching up to
Yeah,
do.
I do. If it's Tom Hanks, I know that. But anyway, so what happens is everyone who's online goes, well, who are these people? Because now they're famous, and I'm jealous.
Yeah.
Because you're going to somebody's movie premiere, and I don't, and who are you? And so they found, I guess, some family photos where they're posing with a Confederate flag, and the internet went crazy and said, well, he's the actual bully because, he made fun of black kids or whatever. And I don't know, like, Eric, am I telling the story correctly?
I don't know the story. What I saw from people's comments is like, well, there's a lot of pictures of like his family with the Confederate flag.
Right.
That's
Right.
all I saw.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
and
what I saw.
I thought it was centering on the mom and her posting.
Yeah, they were attacking the mom's Instagram, and then the daughter publicly said this, and I found this on People Online. Kimberly's daughter, Lakin, said she defended her mother in a now deleted Twitter post, writing, "To those who think my mother is a racist, she is not. She is a Southern woman who loves where she's from. She believes in equality and doesn't want any harm done to anyone. This is about bullying and my brother, not her. Please leave it alone." So it could be that a Confederate flag is just part of being a white person in the South, and it's more it's more a lack of awareness than actual racism.
Why was that removed? You said now it's since been removed.
I don't
wonder
know.
why.
I mean, maybe she got a lot of comments.
I'm sure she got a lot of flack.
I mean, once
back.
you spark the internet, it just takes on a life of its own.
Yeah.
Well, there is not a single thing that happens, no matter what positive effect it might have initially. There's going to be somebody who's going to find a way to tear it apart. There's going to be some added, section to it where it suddenly, blunts the whole thing. But the whole point is, if the kid is getting beat up just because he's a different kid, then you need to stop right there, and that's the bigger issue on it. What his home life is like and what his parents are like has almost virtually nothing to do.
That's right, Larry.
With what the kid's going through.
That's true.
And
It's
the other
more
thing
about
I
the
learned
issue.
from watching that video before he closed the banner is that hot Latin beauties are available on the internet.
I saw that.
Wait a minute, I
and
missed
took
that.
a
And
note.
where is that?
Boy, talk about things you find online.
Wow.
Hello.
Tiffo.
Hola.
That was the real message, Larry. And I'm glad you got it.
At least, Larry, at least you got the takeaway right.
Cultura.
So, which begs the question: are any of us ready to go viral?
Oh no.
It's
So if
No,
you were,
I got my shots for that. I am. Whoa.
Yeah. So if you were to go viral, Joe,
oh God, don't
what
even.
would
What?
the world find out
But
about
personally viral, not
because
not
like
content viral.
Content viral. If something that you posted went truly viral and you were under the scrutiny that this family is under, what would we find out?
Oh, I don't even want to talk about that.
See, I think as long as the internet has been around, I've been in a position of being a semi sort of quasi almost public figure because I'm on the radio.
You
on
almost
the air.
are that.
So
yeah.
I am super sensitive to the kind of stuff I post and what point of view. It's like I never get political. I never take stands. I mean, occasionally I'll put up something about a fundraiser, and every once in a while I just get frustrated with something going on in the world and make a veiled reference to it. But I think I am so conscious of, and also because I have grown up in a different era, I don't have that much interest in showing everybody every aspect of my life. And that's, I think, the thing that comes back to bite you is, I mean, think about how long some of us have been online, from MySpace through Facebook, through Twitter, and people change over time. People,
but here's the
people have different viewpoints over time.
Sure, you grow and you change.
But the thing is, like, it's not just what you've done online, because Al Franken took a jokey picture with someone offline.
Yeah, right.
She was in possession of that photograph, and she posted it. So what could people find? Like, if you became Tom Hanks tomorrow, the question is, or Al Franken tomorrow, like, what could people find?
Well, I think that's my point. You could probably find something about anybody that a lot of people will have a problem with, no matter what. We were just talking the other day about how I was put in the position of being, and I'm not kidding, when I worked at Starnet 8.7, they had me as Larry the Lilith Fairy. And I went to the Rose Bowl for the Lilith Fair.
Which is hard to say.
Without a lisp.
And I think I was wearing a tutu or something, and whatever.
Wow.
It was
Wait a
irreverent
minute,
and silly.
can we look that up, guys?
It doesn't exist as far as I know, but somebody's going to have a picture somewhere.
Gotta find it. Somebody's got
If
it
you have a
on an
picture
Instamatic.
of Larry the Lilith Fairy.
No, see, this is
Call
not a
now,
call.
180.
No, this is not a call for submissions. I'm just saying.
This is a call to action.
No,
America.
My point is, Louise,
See?
that
She
if that surfaced,
gotcha.
somebody might take that in some, very wrong way, and it was not meant for anything other than just a stunt,
Right.
A silly radio stunt.
Right. So what we all have to think about is kind of, what would be the spin if something, well, for example, like you
You have to
disc
get
jockeys
ready.
at Kiss FM.
Oh my
you
God!
guys did
the
a lot
things.
of mud wrestling.
Oh my gosh!
At where was the place?
Now wait a
the
minute.
Spearmint Rhino.
We did not know.
What was the gentleman?
First of all,
over
it was the
freeway?
Hollywood Tropicana.
Yeah, the Tropicana.
And
the
second
Hollywood
of all,
Tropicana.
we were not actively involved in the wrestling.
Okay.
And third of all, it was oil.
It
not
was oil.
mud.
That's right. It was not mud. It was
Okay.
Boy,
oil.
did he jump on this quickly.
So let's get the details. See, this is what I'm talking about.
This is how things get just twisted.
I know. It gets out there, and it's just.
But it was a radio-sponsored event, and
Yeah.
you guys were performing.
Well.
You were doing your job.
You know, we were just talking about radio. Nowadays, you can't do anything because you have big companies involved and attorneys involved. Back then, we could do anything as long as you wrote it on the log, the commercial log.
That's true.
If you had a free limo or something like that took you out to dinner, you talk about it on the air and you write it on the log.
Oh
So
man.
the hookers are incidentals. That's how they're listed in the
There
law.
were no hookers. There were,
No,
Your
no.
Honor, there were no.
I mean, there is a
hookers.
boss that we all know who will not be named, who was the king of trade for mentions, and
Yeah, how come it's not working when I say his name? His name.
Voldemort.
that's
The
it.
hell?
Yeah, I know, but that's an interesting point. Is if there were pictures of that era? I mean, that was an era.
Oh,
honestly,
yes.
I
Pictures of that would not be good.
Not be good.
You
Not be
know,
good.
there were.
Not that I was ever involved. I just want to say that right now and go on record. I know you were there, though.
I was only there to host the Macho Man and Luscious Ladies Legs contest. That's all.
Lilith and Luscious.
So one night, Phyllis says to me, she says, "Hey, let's go over there." And what's happening?
I'm just asking him to turn my headphones down. I didn't want to say
You
it
can
on the
say it
road.
out loud. You
I
can
just
say
turn
that
it
out
down
loud.
a little bit if
Turn
you can.
his headphones.
'Cause
It's
It's getting crazy in
Can I
here.
see the top of your headphone real quick?
Oh, okay. Here, let's. Wait a minute, who am I?
There's a number on
Oh,
it.
number
four.
four.
Number four.
Ah,
He's
that's
number
how-
four.
Then he can turn you down.
Sorry,
better.
guys. The show got too good, and
It did.
I can't.
We were yelling, getting into
no.
the mic. Yeah.
So all I remember
Yeah.
is one of the gals, and it was probably Phyllis, said, "Let's go over." So we go over.
To the
'cause
Hollywood
you just
Tropicana?
want to see what it's like.
Yeah.
Wow.
First of all, you walk in, and the music is so loud, it's that bass thumping in your chest.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we go up to where the oil wrestling is.
Thank you.
And Fooner, Paul Freeman, Paul Freeman is sitting there. He
Hi,
sees
everybody.
the
How
two
you
of
doing,
us, and he
fellas?
goes,
Oh, really?
"Yeah, no
he makes
ladies."
the cross
Yeah,
sign.
no
Get
ladies.
out.
Yeah.
Get
And believe me,
out now.
an hour of that was all I needed.
It was gross.
At least
Yeah.
I can picture it. But I think Ed, they did kind of. Ed was elected to hose somebody down.
Ed.
Ed Man, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That was
Long
an era
before he
that
was married,
yeah,
please.
that was an
And-
era.
and
Should
where
we
you
be
could-
throwing him under the bus like this?
I'm just saying that was the culture back then.
All
You
right,
couldn't
but
do
he's
that.
not here to defend
It was
himself
way
and say,
before he even met his wife. But I'm just
Alrighty.
saying he was a very single person. But that was a promotional event for
Yeah.
Kiss FM. He
Right.
was working. I don't think that you would.
You know
have-
what? The radio station got a little wacky. They did go. They overstepped a few bounds.
Did you feel it at the time?
Boundaries.
Because I just thought, oh, this is what guys do. I didn't know.
Louise, you and I were back at the station working hard.
It
right?
was. It
We
was.
were.
It's weird to me looking back at it now that was a top 40 station that was
Yeah.
targeted largely at young people. So
Right.
why we were at clearly an adult.
You're going to answer
place.
your own question right now. It's because you were a bunch of disc jockeys and you wanted to see
Yeah, I didn't.
No,
semi-naked
it was a
No, I
station-
didn't,
women.
I didn't seek that out. I
It was
was
a station
paid to be
event.
there.
They had to go.
I would have
They
never.
hosted
Well,
a
I would
legs
have never
contest.
gone there on my
You know
own.
what
They
it
were
was?
hosting a legs
They
contest.
bought a lot of time, I would imagine. And so they bought late night time and then
All I know is at the end of the
Send the
night,
DJs.
the guy took me in the back
Eric, you
room
would have been
and,
there.
and
You
took
would
out a
have been
wad
there.
of cash, and basically, and there were no taxes taken out. So I don't know how.
I don't think you should be saying
I
this
don't know
live
how
on the radio
it doesn't
right now.
matter. They're not. I'm sure they're in prison for cocaine
okay.
possession at this point.
Wow. See, I was too young to know.
Are you
that
saying you had unreported income, Your Honor?
It was a nod and a wink deal. I didn't have. I was
gotcha.
told I needed to be there. I was told I needed
You know what?
to host
I
it.
would
and-
kill for unreported income. I just want to say that right now.
may
Yeah,
I-
but
may
I
I-
think they did.
I would
think
love
they
that.
did do
Yeah.
that. Actually,
And may I also submit, Your Honor, that that's the same exact thing that went on at USO shows. And
Oh, I see where you're
I'm with
going.
Franken.
I see where you're going.
I think there needs to be
I see it.
a show about radio in the 80s
Oh, yeah.
and 70s and 80s.
Oh wow!
70s, 80s.
What do you think?
WKRP.
What do you think I'm writing right
Really?
now?
Oh,
Really,
okay.
Larry?
Is it called the 70s, 80s, 90s, and today?
That's a liner right
It's
there.
called picking you up, making you feel good.
70s, 80s, 90s.
One thing to add
today.
to that,
Yeah.
though, Louise, one thing I think we should be very wary of is the whole idea of it was a different culture then. I mean, I think part of talking about the
Yeah.
stuff we're talking about right now
Yeah.
is that's not a great excuse.
No, it's not.
And I don't think we can just forgive that because that's the way it was.
That's why Al Franken resigned. I mean, he can't use that defense.
We could really argue about that because I don't think that whatever Al Franken is accused of should be grouped with what other people are being accused of.
No,
I agree with you that it wasn't right then, and that's the point you're trying to make.
Yeah.
But people did things.
It was a different behavior for sure, and it was an accepted behavior for the most part. As this is just the way things are. I think that's kind of the point. And I know we don't want to get into it here, but if everybody's going to go back and look at their past, they're going to find something that they're embarrassed about, that they're sorry they did, that they wish they had never done, they wish they had never been a part of. I mean, I think we can all say that.
Yeah, and that's kind of the whole point
Hopefully
of this.
we evolve.
We evolve, and that's the thing is you have to be willing to look at yourself and say, "Oh, I would never do that." First of all, I was younger, and second of all, there was more that was acceptable that we're now realizing we should never have used that word. That was never okay.
Right. But you can't equate that with a guy having a girl come into the room and he drops his pants and he exposes himself. No. I mean, the stuff that you're talking about.
I don't remember a time where it was like, definitely do that.
We did that. Yeah. Back in the 20s.
That's our station promotion.
I heard a soundbite from somebody on CNN saying, like an Alabamian saying, that's what Roy Moore, when he was 30, teenagers would get married at 13, 15 years old at that time.
Yeah.
There was a part of the country where the legal age to get married was way too young. Way too young.
You still can't take advantage of a 13-year-old.
No.
but then I was talking to my girlfriend about it, and she said, but the difference, even if that was the social norm back then, the difference is she didn't want it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
And she wasn't married to him.
This is the perfect setup, Eric. And how old is your girlfriend?
17.
I was 17. Yeah, no, she's not 17.
That was a chance to do a great joke there.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Here, let's back it up.
All right. So how old is your girlfriend, Eric?
17.
We lobbed one. Boom. He hits it out of the park.
Wow.
Excellent. So
It's going.
Fix that in post.
What else have we found online? Joe, you found something online,
I
right?
did find something online. And actually, I found this. It was Thanksgiving, and my son turned me on to it. Alex, who's a good boy.
Wait,
like your Alex.
My Alex is a good boy.
I don't have a favorite.
It must be the name. It's got to be the name.
Two Alexes.
I bet you know about this. HQ Trivia. Have you seen this? It is a live trivia show, and I believe it's only on iPhones.
On your phone?
Yeah, I don't think it's on Androids or anything like
Does
that.
it want and take all your money?
It's no cost to do it, but you can win money.
Ooh.
It's broadcast every weekday, 3 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Eastern, 7 days a week. Actually, it's 5 days a week on the weekdays, and then 7 days a week. No, what am I saying?
Okay.
It's 5 days a week at 3 p.m.
You're so much better when you read promos.
I know, my God. Sunday, it's an all-new Simpsons.
Are you the announcer for this, by the way?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
But Scott Rogowski is the host of it, and it's quite a gig because he's working twice a day. And anybody can log on at those times, like on the West Coast, 12 noon, 6 p.m. You're part of a huge group, and then he starts asking live trivia questions.
Wow.
And you have, I think it's 10 seconds to answer it. And if you get it correct, you move on. If you're incorrect, you're kicked out of the game, but you can still continue to watch it until it gets down to the very end and the last question. And they've given away $8,000 jackpots in this thing.
Wow.
And you might have 50 people are back and they share this $8,000, $3,000 jackpot. But it's such a great use of live broadcasting to the masses, and the opportunity to win money and get folks together for this kind of what's a live game.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's ever been done before.
It's so interesting that's happening on your phone now.
On your phone.
That's incredible.
Yes, no,
it's
an
incredible.
app. It looks like an app that you
But
download.
the immediacy of that.
That is the app.
That's
yeah, exactly.
Okay, and I can see where.
And there's Scott
radio
Rogowski right there.
influence.
Look at him give him a thumbs up.
Is
right
this a
there.
radio guy?
I think he has a comedy background, and he started out, from what I read about
also
him,
watched The Love
just
Boat.
doing YouTube videos and that kind of stuff.
The only reason I
Man on
ask
the
is
Street.
if you look at the logo again.
Yeah.
What does that look like, guys? Look at go up.
HBO. No, what is it?
Were you the shopping network?
KROQ.
Oh,
Back in the
KROQ.
back in the 80s or 90s.
Interesting. Yeah,
That's the logo.
but it's kind of cool, and you can join in twice a day, every day.
Cool. So, do you know
And
anybody?
win money.
Do you know anybody who works there, Joe?
I don't know anybody, but I think we should get in touch with Scott.
Get
Yeah.
Scott to come over.
Yeah.
Are they out of Los Angeles?
I'm not sure.
All right.
I have to look
How do
that
they
up.
make money on that though?
You know, they haven't
Ads?
monetized it yet, so
No.
there's somebody behind it that's putting the money in.
So eventually you'll either have to pay or there'll be ads or...
There'll probably be ads.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
I doubt they're going to ask people to pay. To be
They
able
wanna
to be a
win
part
money.
of it.
Yeah, I don't think you can if you're... if you're... I don't,
That's
you
right.
probably
Then you
can't
get
pay
into-
to win money.
Then you get in, your nose has to
Ron?
be like this. Hey, how you doing? It's
Gambling.
gambling. You
Yeah.
can't do it.
So you can't do
So,
that,
right.
do you? Did you guys?
You know what? We need to have you here every week.
We need Ron here.
Literally,
So good.
there have been 9 things
Yes.
we have said during this podcast
Right.
we should have asked
We
Ron.
should ask him
need-
first.
Just to give us a
A
one-word
Jewish
answer
lawyer.
like that.
We do.
For him to go,
Wait a minute.
gambling. I go,
When you
okay,
started,
okay.
started asking about our backgrounds, we should have had a sidebar. with him. Should have
In
had
fact,
a
at any point in the show, if one of us yells, "I object,"
Yes.
we should go to Ron and
Sidebar.
get a ruling.
Permission to approach. So do you guys remember when Facebook had a poke button?
Wait a minute. When you guys were
It
dating,
still does.
What?
When you were dating, did he use that line? Permission to approach. I'm just,
Oh.
I'm just
Nightly.
wondering. Yeah.
Nightly.
Wow.
Permission to approach.
Wait a minute. Sidebar. Okay. All right.
So remember when Facebook had a poke? Did anyone?
It still does.
Does it?
Oh.
It still has a poke.
It's still there.
It's buried.
It's buried.
It's
Yeah,
buried.
It's
yeah.
several clicks in.
You really
Did
have
anyone-
to dig around to
Never-
find
I
the
said-
poke.
What
am
was
I
the
getting?
correct response to
What
a
am I
poke?
getting poked about?
Poke
What do you
back.
do? Do
You
you
poke
poke
back.
And
back?
then what does that
Why?
accomplish?
What are we
Nothing.
doing?
Nobody
Nothing.
knows. It was just, hey, I got your attention.
My response
Thomas,
to
Thomas
if
has
you
an
get
answer.
poked, at least in my generation, that's straight up someone's like
Oh,
interested
okay,
in
sure.
you.
Do it
Yeah,
like that. Okay, go that way. All right, yeah.
So it's straight up someone's
Yeah.
interested in you.
No, it didn't
Oh.
used to be like that. It didn't quite used to be like that.
so
it was more like, hey, like I'm your friend.
It was
now.
just kind of a,
But
hey,
now
I'm
it's
here.
straight up like that person wants you to like message them and like
Slip
Done
into
deal.
my DMs.
Okay, all right.
like, hey, I don't have enough courage to send an emoji.
Right. I'm just
going to
poking.
touch this
I don't
button.
even think.
definitely creepy.
I don't even think the emojis existed then.
No, they
It's-
didn't.
it's
You're
less-
right.
It was. It
It's
was
less
the,
commitment.
It was the pre-emoji.
I have a lot of pokes in my inbox, and I'm just like,
I
don't
know.
Those are the people you got to unfriend.
Because you just feel like if I poke them back, they're just going to poke me again. Where does this end?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In punching. I think it gets into
So-
punching.
So
And then we're
Yeah, I don't
and
have
then,
a
we're,
punch
and then we're
button.
back to bullying.
How many
again.
times can you get poked?
Cyberbullying?
it's like someone's like inside your screen going, hey, hey, hey,
Yeah.
hey.
Yeah.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are
When
we
I
there
get
yet?
when I get messages, because when my stuff like does really well online, I'll get messages from random people, and they'll go, "Hey, what's up?" I never reply. Like, I'm not supposed to get this conversation going.
You have
Yeah,
to
you
say
came
a
to me.
thing to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, let's think about it.
something to engage me.
In real life, Joe, if I were to go, I mean, no, you wouldn't
Is that
like
an emoji?
That would start-
No, if I smiled at you, or
Yeah,
if I was
I would.
sad,
No, I don't want
or
you
if I
poking
give you a
me.
thumbs up, even
Especially
you'd be like,
poking me there.
Yeah, but if I do
God
that, see,
almighty.
you don't like that.
So,
Golly.
John, could you click on the article? Because according to my internet, and I may have a different one than you guys, but
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Facebook,
You got the good one.
Facebook is giving the poke another chance
What?
because
Why?
there's going to be more than poking. There's going to be other things you can do legally to a person
That's
virtually.
like that's
Really?
like getting your wisdom teeth put back in.
What does it say, John?
That's a
Because I
great
can't
line.
read it from here. I should have prepared for the
Are
show.
you sure this isn't an app that orders a raw fish bowl?
That's pokey.
Oh,
Yeah, Pokey. Oh, Pokey, I got it.
Oh. What else is it going to let you do? It's going to
We
let
don't-
you.
It was good, though.
That was a long. No, it
Glad you
wasn't.
brought it
now
up.
we're going to cut that out. too.
Okay. We'll fix it in post.
It says the purpose of these groovy new ways to say hi. Facebook is
We're bringing back
as
groovy, so that's happening.
a quest to engage,
70s, 80s, 90s.
Go ahead, John.
a quest to increase engagement, as evidenced by another move it made earlier this week, launching a feature called "Did You Know?"
Did you know that? Well, apparently we
guess
didn't.
we didn't.
know.
Yeah.
I think what the engagement that they are going to get out of the poke button is that everyone's going to be, why do we need this anymore? I have my
Right.
appendix taken out. I don't want it back.
Do we
You
need
know, like-
more
yeah.
engagement on
But
Facebook?
they want us. Like they just want us involved, and so there's going to be other ways of saying hi. Like there's going
Yeah.
to be like
Oh.
a wave. Like one of them's a wave, John. I think I forget what the other one.
Yeah,
may
I see
be.
the wave.
But-
yeah.
You do have that.
It says poking has been a part of Facebook since its founding, a cornerstone of Facebook lore.
Really?
But its actual purpose was never explained. Was it a way of flirting? Were you supposed to poke back? Facebook never got rid of poking, but it certainly receded in prominence as the site grew. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe there should be a shrug. Like if someone pokes you, you can just be like, like, because I agree with
Maybe
Eric.
they can bring back talk to the hand
Yeah.
and give you one of those.
What are the other?
If someone wants to reach out to you and they don't really know you, they should be like, hey, I saw your thing, and I'm also interested in this, and we have that in common. Like, right? If
Yeah,
they want
use
you
your
to,
words, people.
Instead of,
Use your words.
Hey, what's
No,
up?
why
What's
bother
up?
using words when you can do it with a...
I think you just like.
I'll stop doing
just
that
like
now.
start.
Poking other people.
But Eric, Eric found something online, and you're going to have to narrate
there.
this because if people are listening to the podcast, they're not going to know what we're looking at.
Yes.
Well, yeah, there's a fine line between awesome and awkward here.
So do you have?
Yeah, this is a
Do you
really
have that link, John?
This is a guy who's
So
doing
where
a show.
Are we, first of all?
yeah.
Like, where is this
It
happening?
might be in
Weird.
Rome. I think it's in Rome.
It is in Rome.
Only in
yeah,
Rome
you're right.
would
Yeah.
this be a thing. So
right.
he's hanging
Well, when
from
in
a
Rome.
like a coat rack. What's happening, Eric?
This guy's like an animated statue, Roman statue. He's like a this is like it's like a stripper pole.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And but he's doing a performance at a holiday party, and it looks like to us that it looks like he's like a Chippendales type of dancer on a
Right.
strip pole.
Yeah.
He starts out the routine. He's very acrobatic.
Yeah.
It's
like Cirque
really
du-
strong. Yeah, like Cirque du Soleil. Like, have you ever seen people
With
go
elf-
on a stop sign and like
He's
go
got
vertical on this or
elf
horizontal
shoes
on
on,
the stop
too.
sign?
He's wearing elf shoes.
Yeah.
And now he's up on the stripper pole, which looks
Yeah.
like a giant coat rack, and he's
And he's
There
wearing
we
an
go.
elf costume. We should all mention
the
and
that.
walking elf.
and he's
He's
doing
doing, like,
the walking man upside
Amazing acrobatics on this pole where he's like looks like he's walking in a circle on a surface, but there's nothing there.
Yeah.
So he's just using his pure brute strength to do this routine.
All right. So far, this is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome,
Okay,
right?
this
Yeah.
is the awesome part.
Yeah. Get
Yeah.
ready. And then
And then what happens? So now it takes a little while to you to see what happens, but at 121,
yeah.
you'll see it. But it just hang tight. Keep watching the guy. Scroll up a little bit on there so you can see. So now that's very sexual. That move right there.
Yeah,
Very
that's
sexual.
key, right? He's
All
doing
right.
like a hip thrust
Hex going on here.
body
yeah.
wave.
Yeah. Now, the crowd seems to be totally into it.
Yeah.
No worries.
Okay. So
Nothing wrong here.
Girls are giggling in the background.
Yeah.
I see,
Yeah.
yeah.
His upper, he's clearly focusing on upper body at the gym.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
And just
my.
just
Look at
his,
this look.
His
Oh.
poses are very
And then
very
this
sexy.
happens.
121. The dude,
There's a
the little
child.
kid.
And there's
There's
a
a
small child.
What the?
And
Jeez.
There's a little kid. You're blocking it with the where it says
Yeah.
see more of Eric
Yeah.
Schwartz, but there's kids. There's kids like all in the front
my.
row.
Oh,
and
no.
they're like,
Oh,
my
what is
God.
going
No.
on? Like,
Only in Italy.
Mommy,
Oh my
Awkward.
God.
Mommy, make him
So-
stop.
is it awesome or awkward?
I'm gonna
Gotta-
go with
it's gotta
awkward.
go with awkward.
I'm gonna
It,
go
Yeah.
with
it
awkward.
started awesome and
Yeah.
then definitely went
Very awkward.
weirdly
Very
awkward.
awkward.
And you know what though? Like if it weren't for it was an awesome thing. It's appropriate for kids until he does. It's just the
Yeah.
way he was moving.
It's the
right?
gyrating.
Well,
thing.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
You would think that the guy would say like, "Oh, there's a bunch of small children
Right,
here.
let me change up the
Maybe-
act."
Maybe I won't undulate my hips
Yeah.
in midair."
I'll
But
tell you
is
what.
it-
this
is it-
time.
Do
is
the
it-
Disney version.
is
Put
it-
my shirt back on.
Is it
Yeah.
more or less awkward though than what they see in a Miley Cyrus video where she's on a ball?
Oh, mom.
So I mean, maybe they've
Well,
seen.
no, but also
for
he's
kids.
there live, and he has the choice to make that performance,
a little more-
enhancement.
You mean tailor it to the crowd that you see
I would
present?
think so.
Okay.
And the
All
Miley
right.
Cyrus,
Fair enough.
that video's not for kids either.
Yeah.
You know?
But there were a bunch of kids who grew up watching her, and so they wanted to see it.
Well, they watched Hannah Montana, but
Yeah.
then she was out of that contract, and she could do whatever the hell she wants.
There you
She
go.
did.
There
Damn.
you
And
go.
P.S.,
That's what I'm talking about.
I like Miley. I think she's hilarious. But I'm just saying,
Yeah, you
kids,
go,
kids
girl.
have seen gyrating, and they may not get it that there's a sexual
Yeah.
application to that movement.
Yeah, a lot of people when I posted that on my Facebook, and some people said it was beautiful, and like I don't see what was wrong with it. You know, we sexualize everything in America, but I don't know.
You have a dirty mind.
It was pretty sexual.
Oh,
to
God.
me.
They didn't go there, did they?
You know
have a
what?
dirty
I
mind.
think when he lifted up and he was like waving, undulating
Mm-hmm.
like that,
Yeah.
I think he was being the American flag
Yeah,
in,
that's what it was.
in a
mermaid.
breeze.
Yeah.
A
Yes.
mermaid
That's
who
right.
loves America.
Okay, there you go. An American mermaid.
Yes. And Larry Larry,
Yes.
you found you
Oh,
found
well,
something very
Lawrence, what
Christmas.
did
Well,
you
I had
find?
fun looking around for, you guys remember the Jib Jab folks, which
Yes,
are
love
kind of
that.
amazing.
I worked
And-
with them.
Did you?
Yeah, they
He
did.
knows Jason Mraz.
And I feel like wow, you're dropping Jason Mraz.
Yeah.
I worked with them.
Did you write material for them? Is that for Jib
For
Jab?
Jib Jab, they animated.
Uh-oh, your mic is-
My mic's going up.
Yeah.
They animated one of my.
that's right.
They animated a song called Matzah. Okay, a Jewish thing that I did, and then they took Hanukkah Electronica and they made an e-card out of it.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, those guys are awesome.
Can I ask you something now? Totally, I mean, I shouldn't be asking. Do you get some sort of residual payment
Yes.
for that?
Yes.
Nice.
A little
Nice.
bit. A little
Well,
bit.
good.
Well, I feel like we first saw Jib Jab on the Tonight Show with Jay Leno because I think they were doing political stuff, and that's where it became really hot. And then for a long time, you could get free videos with them.
Yeah.
They charge now, but they're still probably the best out there. But I was looking around for kind of free versions of that. There's a place called
Jab Jib.
PNP. Oh, it's portable North Pole, where they do like a Santa and elves custom video, and you could upload your own pictures, and then they incorporate that into the video. The technology is really cool.
That's
but
neat.
the good old folks at Office Depot are still doing Elf
Oh
Yourself.
yeah,
Yes, that's
Elf
great.
Yourself.
And here's the
That's
first
so
one.
good.
I thought.
I really liked Elf
Yeah,
Did
that's
you
so.
put everyone's face in there?
Yeah.
You're going to show
I've
it to
got
us?
two. Here's one with
let's see.
with the usual crowd. If you can
Oh,
turn
no.
the sound up, there, John.
Ooh, Larry
Thank
did
you.
What has
some
he done?
pre-production.
This also features our own Lisa Arch, who is not
Oh
here.
my God!
Oh,
that's-
you danced so nicely, Joe.
Thank you. Oh, look, I'm undulating.
And while some of these are, not so subtle ads for Office Depot and Office Max,
That's
they do a
okay.
great job.
Yeah. Oh, there's me.
My dream is to be one of the bodies.
oh, there's Lisa.
Well, now if you could go
Oh,
to
you could do that,
if you
Eric.
go to the next link for us, John, I figured, well, because of our special guest and because of the night that
you did
this
the
is,
Jewish version.
Oh
First
my
night of
God!
Hanukkah.
First night of Hanukkah. Here it is.
you can put it on the full screen.
There he is.
Yeah.
It's Eric Schwartz on the ones and twos, y'all.
Oh, yeah. Oi is just yo backwards.
Oh my God, Lisa, go girl.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Oh,
Joseph.
look at Lisa. She's so serious when she dances.
She is, isn't she?
Hanukkah.
So
rock.
anyway, you can go to elfyourself.com
That's
and they
so
have
great.
a bunch of different selections.
Can you send us those links so we can post them? That would be darn good fun.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Should
Oh
we
my
close
God.
out on Hanukkah Electronica?
Sure.
Is that a
Oh,
big,
that's
it's
a
big hit every
great
holiday
idea.
season. Do you guys
You can
have that link?
you can
for-
actually do.
I,
you can
sent
actually
it in a different email.
I think actually, as we're finishing this episode, the sun is setting, and we should wish everyone a
Yes.
happy Hanukkah.
Light the
Very
menorah,
good.
guys.
Yes.
Peace to everyone.
Yeah.
And you
Louise,
can-
where is the menorah?
My menorah, it's in the kitchen.
Okay.
You
It's
know,
online.
you have to be careful when the wax melts. Fire hazard.
Yeah.
Thomas Fire evacuation.
Only in
route.
L.A. would
Please
we
show
have
the
to
Thomas
worry
Fire
about
evacuation.
that.
No, please.
Please
Holy
don't tell
cow.
us you started celebrating Hanukkah last week by accident and started a
jeez.
fire.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Don't say that.
Yeah.
Do we
But-
have that one, John?
I wouldn't
No,
be
it's-
Jewish.
it's in
I
a-
wouldn't be a true Jewish businessman if I didn't mention you can send this as an e-card for Hanukkah
Yes.
at Jib Jab.
Yeah. All right.
And
All right.
also mentioning the Thomas Fire, for anybody watching
Yes.
this live, Eric is doing a very, very cool
Oh,
thing
yes.
Yes,
tomorrow night. It's so Wednesday,
Oxnard, right?
Wednesday the 13th.
Yes.
So for anybody seeing this and listening to this now before Wednesday the 13th, and anywhere and give them the information, because even if they can't make the show tomorrow night, they can help, right?
Yeah, they can donate like Larry
did.
It's called Aid for 805. I'm donating all the ticket proceeds from the last show of my long tour that I just did, and this is the last show. It's in my hometown area of Ventura County, and we're donating all the ticket sales.
That's so
and,
good.
It's at Levity Live in Oxnard tomorrow night, Wednesday night at 8:00. And if you can't make it and you still want to donate, go to GoFundMe.com/aid-for-805.
And who else is performing with you?
Joe Sib, not Sip.
You're kidding.
Joe Sib, there's a
Sib.
comedian.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Sidebar. Can I sue him? No. Yeah? Okay.
Ron says yes.
Joe Sib and a very young comedian named Renee Vaca.
Yeah,
who's
and
really
you can
funny.
sponsor an evacuee to go to the show. You can buy them a
that's
whole
cool.
dinner and drinks, and it's a great idea. And I hope people will contribute to that. Will it still be open after the show in case people want to donate?
Continue to donate.
Yeah,
leave it up?
Yeah,
sure,
leave
we'll
it up.
leave it up for a little while.
Because
yeah.
this podcast
That
may go
is-
up after the show.
That is so cool.
Eric Schwartz.
Thanks,
Eric
guys.
Schwartz, everybody.
It's
Do you
really
know
good.
Electronica?
Yes, we
Yeah.
must.
It's
we
very
have to.
digital. I'm
Yeah,
just
here
warning
it
you.
comes.
I spent a
Let's-
lot of money on this, guys. Please share it.
We are.
We're gonna do it
Tifa,
live.
Things I found online. Please subscribe, like, share, and be our best friend because we love you.
Let's enjoy.
Like Cher? What
Happy
does Cher have
Hanukkah.
to do with it?
Happy Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah.
Down in Miami. Hanukkah's tonight. Come on over, light the candles. They're way out east, I'm way out west. I do not have a private jet. She said, get with the times. You could do it all online. Get with the fam via webcam. They'll never know if you wear pants or mark the date. And don't be late. Status update reads Hanukkah, electronica. Hanukkah, electronica. Hanukkah, electronica. Hanukkah, electronica. Get down. No matter where you are, you could be a Jewish star. Check out my yarmulke, made by Lady Gaga. I play the dreidel with the poker face. I drink too much Manischewitz and get kosher face. Watch out, boy, with the dreidel I destroy. And yes, PayPal accepts chocolate coin. I got a robot to cook my latkes, mold my balls of matzah. Hanukkah electronica. Gather around the table and we will give you a treat. 2 turntables to play with and electronic beats. We got the Hanukkah electronica tonight. We got the Hanukkah electronica. Honika. Hanukkah can't be spelled the wrong way. Don't get vexed when I'm temple texting. I send my prayers to the man upstairs through instant messaging. So light it, bless it, burn it, drink it, fry it, eat it, never waste it. Together or separated, I don't care, just celebrate it. Hanukkah, electronic.